Hello art fans, this is Scott Thompson Art. I am your host Scott Thompson, and today we're going to talk about gessoing Masonite panels. In the supply segment of the videos, I mentioned that you could paint on canvas or you could paint on ungessoed Masonite. Those are my choices anyway. You can paint really on anything you want to, but I wanted to talk a little bit about gessoing panels because you can buy pre-gessoed panels, but they're very slick. The paint doesn't adhere properly, and it's best just to do your own work when it comes to working on panels. So what we have here, we have our three supplies that we're going to need. We have our bottle of water, we have our Liquitex Professional Gesso, and we have our hog-haired brush to apply the gesso. Also, we have a paper plate, which I've already got the gesso on there ready to go, and a cup of water. And if you will notice, on both sides of the Masonite panel, I have these little furniture non-scuff little things you can put on the feet of the furniture, but they're sticky, and I like them because I can build them up and it causes my panel to not shift back and forth, which is also nice to have. So here is the ungessoed Masonite panel, and we're going to start to apply the gesso. Now, you want to do this in sort of a patient fashion in terms of it's all not done with one shot. It is a layering approach. You're going to layer up thin layer, then thin layer, then thin layer, and you'll have a nice surface that won't feel like hard plastic, because in and of itself gesso is an acrylic paint, and if you put it on too thick, then it looks like plastic. So we'll go ahead and we'll apply the first layer to the Masonite panel. Now, there is really no rhyme or reason to brushing this on. You can brush it on any way you want, just as long as you cover the board. And so it's going to be applied, again, like I said, it's going to be applied sort of with a thin layer to begin with. And then once I brush it on, cover all of the panel, then that is done. Now, once this layer dries, I will go ahead and put another layer. How do you speed up the drying process? A hair dryer is a great way to do that. So put one layer down, blow it with a hair dryer, and then you can continue to apply another layer and another layer and another layer. Now, you want to avoid, if you have little places like this, just blend them in. And so you should be able to see your board through up until about the third layer applied. That's how thin we want it. We don't want to overbrush it. If I get in here and it starts to set up and dry and I start to overbrush, then I'm going to have streak marks and it's going to bunch up and it's not going to give you an even painting surface. So thin layers, one after the other, until you build it up to a consistency where you have a fully gessoed panel.